Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nut, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with the JSawyer Mod. Last time, well, we did a bit of business over towards the, more towards kind of the east and the north of the map. We ultimately took care of Boulder City Showdown and got a ton of XP from that, which means the game's technically prompting us to go and find our way to the strip through Freeside. But no, we're not doing that. There's a couple of other interesting things I want to do. First, many of you will recognise that sign over there. I'm back nearby to Good Springs itself, and indeed I'm starting off today by heading up towards Sloan. My first question for the day is, the powder gangers, are they by default hostile to me at this point, or because I freed those? Yes, they are. They are still by default hostile to me. Well, that's fine. Went to all that trouble to free some of their guys from those bloody Legion encampments, but nope, doesn't matter. They just don't care. Guess we'll just have to murder anyone that comes too close to me then. And speak of the devil, number one goes down, and so does his friend who didn't even notice that. Ah well, and interesting, I just heard the karma noise. Those two lads there just actually gave me a bit of karma for murdering them, which normally the powder gangers don't anymore, so what is going on here? I'm genuinely not sure. I mean, possibly these guys have, like, engaged in, you know, some murder and potentially worse, because, yes, there are two people dead here next to a caravan that's been destroyed, and the male one still has his clothes on. However, the female one has had her clothes taken off her, so maybe it's good karma to have murdered them, yeah. Oddly enough, the little kind of family of coyotes that normally lives in this this truck here is not in attendance today. I've no idea why. Doesn't bother me, they're sitting on a massive stockpile of food here. And two powder gangers standing conveniently next to each other. One of you goes down. Again, karma noise. This is interesting. Now let's see if we can do the most badass thing in the world, which is, of course, if you draw the attention of a powder ganger, and then just wait for him to pull out the right thing. Wait. Yep. There we go. He's pulled out some dynamite. Now we just shoot the dynamite out of his hands. And nice. It's my favourite thing in the world to do. If anyone draws, like, you know, dynamite, grenades, anything, just shoot it straight away. Before they've even thrown it, they don't even have to have lit it yet. But generally, you can have, like, a pretty good chance of hitting it. But you do get, yeah, the joy of watching them blow themselves up effectively. It's marvellous. But why have we come this way today? Well, it's not just because I want to deal with the issues in Sloan, though I'll tell you what, I will sort out the little problems in Sloan while I'm passing through. Instead, we're going to cut through, and we are going to head straight over to Black Mountain and deal with crazy, but not in the way I almost always do, because I believe, like, every single time I've ever shown you crazy, and pretty much every time I play New Vegas, I do it the same way, because there's one clearly optimal way to do it, which is you go through Scorpion Gulch, either by cutting through Hidden Valley, or you can actually cut in here next to Sloan itself. You go round to the back gate of Black Mountain. So basically you just need to cut by some rad scorpions and a couple of centaurs. 75 locked hard gate up top. Sneak in, turn on Rhonda. Everyone's happy, you know, karma, although you don't bother going in the front way. Because especially at low level in this game, super mutants are tough, they're tanky. Next to how soft and squishy super mutants are in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas' super mutants are pretty damn tanky. And I'll discuss why in a moment, but yeah, I always do it that way. So let's not do it that way, let's go in the front way. Not just because I enjoy a challenge, but because there's something very, very fun and interesting. But first, where's Snuffles? Where's Snuffles the mole rat? Because he has a wounded leg and we're gonna fix it. But before I can do that, Chomps Lewis is warning me about the death claws. You can tell him that you can take care of his death claw problem. How he responds depends on how tough you are. I think it's just a function of your level. So let's see how he responds to me.
You'd have to be the meanest, toughest, roughest bastard in the wasteland to have any chance against them, and I don't think that's you.
Oh well, never mind. But yes, here's Snuffles, come to hang out with Chomps. And there's a really nice touch, by the way. The script doesn't just say he's got a wounded leg. He does genuinely move slightly more slowly and in a slightly different fashion to normal mole rats in the game. He kind of moves a little bit more slowly, which I really like. So, hello Snuffles. You've got a problem with your leg, don't you? Because you're even holding one of them at a bit of an angle. And your leg appears to be injured. And I've got medicine 30. Let's clean the wound with antibiotics. And there we are. How's it going now, Snuffles? Woof. Marvellous. Once you've done that, by the way, you can actually speak to Chomps Lewis. He's actually pleased that you've solved Snuffles' injury. It's really, really cute.
I'd noticed Snuffles limping, but I didn't realize the problem was that serious. Thanks. That beast helps keep spirits up around here.
Marvellous. So that's actually some free NCR fame. Lovely. Couple more things you can do. This main workhouse they've got has a generator. You can fix that. So repair of 35. I can leave it alone. Oh, I don't have repair of 35. I must be just shy. Hang on, I must be almost there. You know what? I've got 5 copy of fixing things. I think we can afford to fix their generator for them. There we are. Properly assemble the generator. Marvellous. So that's another bit of XP there. I wonder if you can tell him about that too.
It's nice to see things going the way they're supposed to for a change. I'm going to pay you out of my own pocket for this one.
Marvellous. So yep, more NCR fame and, ooh, 2 $100 NCR dollar bills. Not so bad. That's a cute kind of little touch, by the way. He says he's going to pay you out of his own pocket, so he pays you in NCR dollars because he comes from the NCR. So obviously he doesn't pay you in bottle caps. Had it been like, you know, official local business, it would have been handled in bottle caps. But, yeah, pays you in NCR dollars because he's paying you personally. That's cute.
Yep.
Other than that, there's not much looting to be done here, really. In the barracks at the end, you can find yourself a duck and cover if you can just quickly steal it, because it is indeed stealing. So hang on, duck and cover. There we are, marvellous. Explosives +4, always welcome, given I do occasionally enjoy a good mine. Other than that, I don't believe there's much here. And one final ever so slight mystery over in their canteen, by the way, Jazz Wilkins, who I believe there's a bit of unique dialogue with her if you have the cannibal perk. But obviously I haven't taken that myself, so I can't show you that. But if you go and investigate her kitchen, you will find at the back multiple strange meat pies. And strange meat pie is indeed a euphemism for human flesh. So there's a little bit of cannibalism of some description going on around here. You know what, I'll actually come back and show you that later if I remember. But I believe, yes, there's some unique dialogue with her if you've taken the cannibal perk. Anyway, those little bits of business around Sloan taken care of, let's head on our way round to Black Mountain, and we can approach it from the front this time. We'll meet up with Neil, we'll do everything properly. Now, I've made some preparations here, which is in preparation for Black Mountain. I just went and quickly got that lovely armor-piercing ammo that was gifted to me by the NCR. I'm in caution, by the way, I'm not sure what's actually causing that. There's a couple of bark scorpions round here, but it feels like it's not necessarily going to be them, really. Yeah, back into caution. There's something around here that put the whole town into caution because they started fleeing and panicking and whatnot. But we'll go and find Neil's shack. Yeah, I went and got those armor-piercing rounds from the NCR. Now, the reason I went and got those, no, not hollow point, armor-piercing if you'd be so kind. In this game, super mutants have intrinsic built-in armor. Even, like, doesn't matter really what they're wearing, even though you can't kind of pull any armor off them. It doesn't matter. What they've officially got on them is 15 damage threshold that just kind of comes from them being mutated and thus having, like, I don't know, tough hides or whatever. So as a result, they are tougher than normal creatures, and they've got 15 damage threshold built in, which makes armor-piercing rounds very, very useful against them, even though they don't actually look like they're armored at all. Hello, what's attacking me now? Oh, just a little scorpion, never mind. And down you go. For those of you who don't actually bother using unique ammo types, by the way, it's one of the biggest things that I see a lot of people miss in New Vegas, because they're ludicrously overpowered. Like, yeah, the hollow point, if an enemy happens to have no damage threshold, i.e. damage threshold of 0, you're basically you can just double up your damage by using hollow point, whereas if an enemy has a damage threshold, minus 15 by only sacrificing 5% of the base damage. Now, super mutants, as I just said, all super mutants, right up to masters, have damage threshold of 15. This stuff gives me minus 15. So, this is basically perfect anti-super mutant weaponry, which is very, very cool indeed. There we are, Neil's shack, will be on him in a second. As for Lucky, on the other hand, well, the sort of ammo that we've got for Lucky is, we've got 16 hollow point rounds. Not very useful at all against super mutants. However, Nightkin in this game have 0 damage threshold. Even masters of the Nightkin sort have 0 damage threshold. So hollow point is perfect for them. So between the two ammo types, you can hard counter both types of mutant, which is really cool. Also, this is Neil. I know he looks a bit mean, but he's friendly.
Keep saying things like that and I won't be so friendly. Not every super mutant is a brain-damaged brute. Many of us are just as intelligent as basic humans, and the rest don't really have any choice in the matter, do they?
And he just quickly tells us about Tabitha and all the problems of Black Mountain.
She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. The super mutants here do whatever she says, and she says humans are to be killed on sight.
And with speech of 50, you can convince him to join up with you.
Help would improve the odds. Help might just make the difference. All right, if you're good enough at what you do to meet me in the village up near the peak, we can talk further. I'll have a plan by the time I see you, if I see you. Good luck. It's gonna be a lot harder for you to get up there than it will be for me.
And off he runs. Marvelous. Straight to caution. Straight to caution. Am I straight to caution because of mutants? I don't know. And a colour filter is also slided in, by the way. One of the more subtle ones in New Vegas. Not as bad as, like, the green over Searchlight or the red over some military camps. But yeah, there's a sign of, like, a white washed out grey filter in this area, which you may or may not like. I should mod that out. Yeah, sorry, no new mod this week. I've been a bit busy this week, so I did not have time to go and search out a mod that I liked the look of. So no mod, but there will be one next week. So now we just make our way up the road. There's 3 little kind of encampments of super mutants that we've got to take care of over here. So there's a brute right over there. So relatively tough, all things considered. But what if we just kind of quickly go over to the right ammo? Actually, I don't have any unique throw-out ammo. Yeah, there's a lot of unique throw-out ammo in this game. It's one of the more common types. But by coincidence, I happen to not have any. So we've got, yes, 1 brute there holding... what's he holding, actually? He's got himself a... I can't see. I think that might be a heavy incinerator, actually. But these guys are pretty darn tough under pretty much all circumstances in this game. They are tough little creatures. But add a sneak attack critical onto some armor-piercing rounds. Should not be too bad at all. You can see that we can do a pretty good job. Now, what's he about to start firing at me? I don't know how bad this is about to be. Just an... Oh, yeah, that's a heavy incinerator in that case. I did not recognize off the top of my head. Now we can just kind of back off and let them come to me. They also charge, which you don't really see them do in Fallout 3. But in New Vegas, they charge like crazy. So they can, like, if they just put their weapon down for a second, they can charge, like, at ridiculous speeds. Which is kind of cool. I really kind of like it as a thing. But luckily we can get his... There we are. Just letting it a bit closer so we get like a better headshot. Yeah, 95% chance to the head now. So this should be pretty easy. That's kind of a nice way of doing things. And interestingly, Vault 13's Revenge. Alright, fine. One of the little GRA achievements there. I don't really notice those very often, but okay. So one of him down. And interestingly, the other one seemed to like not notice the fact that he just ran off and was shot. That's nice. There we are. He's also at half health already. So you can kind of wear them down pretty quickly like this. They seem to interestingly kind of come in kind of groups of only 1 or 2. And then back. No. There you go. Yeah, the armor-piercing rounds makes this much, much easier than it would be otherwise. But these guys are tough. And go for the reload in VATS, because that's very efficient. And down that one goes. Marvellous. This is apparently, I'm grinding up towards some form of GRA achievement about using particular weapons to take out these guys. Good weaponry find. Yeah, that is not a bad gun. I should clear out some space to take that, actually. That's worth carrying and selling. There we are. Dropped a bit of stuff I don't need, and now we're up to the right weight requirement, and we've cleared the first of 3 checkpoints we need to blast our way through. All of this, as I said earlier, can just be skipped by going in the back door. But there's some more shortcuts that exist just kind of as you go up the front way, which is very, very cool indeed. Oh, yep, I've drawn the attention of a Nightkin. Well, that's fine. These guys, like we just discussed, do not have any damage threshold at all. So this thing, which has been loaded with hollow point rounds, will be able to take this guy apart very, very quickly indeed. Albeit for the small problem that I will need to I'll need to change gun and change back. Fine. 1. And that's critical. Go for it. How did you miss? Oh, no. Why would you reload now? Ow, you get. Right, well, that's fine. We'll just take you out. You only reloaded 1 bullet, didn't you? Oh, no, you didn't. Good. Excellent. Nightkins. Nightkins are hanging around. Nightkins hurt and do limb damage very quickly. Of course, that's the big thing about JSawyer. Like, all hits to limbs do double the effect on a limb. So you get crippled very quickly. And I'm in the traditional hardcore mode, so I have no way to take care of that other than with a doctor's bag. Oh, it was the head. I think the head was already pretty damaged. Let's actually get my head back up a little bit better. I'm carrying multiple doctor's bags. Let's get that. 1 doctor's bag does that to the head. Marvellous. But yeah, hollow point rounds for the Nightkin, armor-piercing rounds for the super mutants. Counters them really, really beautifully. Keep heading around the road, however, and you'll see up ahead in that direction, I think we might be able to lock onto one of them. That is going to be the second checkpoint at the end of that road here, but there's a dead NCR here, dead NCR and a bear trap. This is a fun little thing. It's a little shortcut, and ooh, some decent ammo and stuff there. That's good. But yeah, you'll know it's the right place because of all these bear traps. This is one of the very rare number of environmental traps that exists in Fallout New Vegas. It's a little set piece, and it's very, very cool. Put simply, walk forward, watch out for the bear trap, and in a moment, you'll see a bit of a warning of falling rocks there. They do hurt. All of these rocks have actual physics on them. You see there I did actually take some damage. And out comes a great big rolly rock down that. And that can be enough to properly knack you. That thing hurts. Where are the bear traps? The bear traps have been actually quite well hidden here inside these bloody long things. Which makes sense. Like if you were hiding bear traps, you would totally actually put them in these kind of long, this long grass, so people would not be able to see them. So that's nice. Luckily, I think I've... okay, that's actually the big rock. Ow! I called the big rock a bit earlier. That was the big rock. That's the rock you're supposed to run away from. And that's my blood from being squished against the rock there. Marvellous. Luckily, I was wearing decent quality armour, so I didn't take the full force of that. But yes, that was the actual big rolly rock there. And this is a shortcut that lets you skip. Well, either if you can just get past the first thing, that there is pretty much a straight safe run down into the plain. Beyond Boulder City, so you're pretty much at the door of Freeside, New Vegas. This is actually not a bad shortcut to make your way through to New Vegas if you don't feel like taking on Scorpion Gulch. Because arguably, you know, with one stealth boy, you could get your way... I'd say it's safer, arguably, to use one of your stealth boy to pass by that one little patrol of super mutants, and then you're here, than it is to use your stealth boy to get past the Deathclaws, who are a little bit more perceptive. So, you could argue this is actually a better shortcut with that one stealth boy from the schoolhouse in Good Springs, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, we've just skipped the second of the three little kind of blockades on the road, and we can skip up to the third. But I'm going to skip the third too with a stealth boy if I kind of find my way across it, and I've got a very good reason for that. Okay, we're close enough now. I'm holding 9 stealth boys, for goodness sake. I feel like, you know, let's just use them if it's fun and interesting to use them. Now, what I'm wanting to do is just get up to this top area up here, because there's a very, very fun thing I think the vast majority of people will miss. You do enter rads in this area, by the way. Would recommend some Radix and Radaway. There we go. Get some Radix and Radaway going on. Just sneak up the road. Radaway's worn off, but don't worry. Don't worry, the stealth boy's still there. As long as the stealth boy's still up, we're good. We're wanting to be entering... Oh, flip the... I think I walked out of the filter area and then back in, and it activated very kind of, very suddenly there. Watch out for this area. This area is very, very, very raddy. There we are. We've discovered Black Mountain. Keep your distance from the crater. Loads of rads on the crater. And we're making our way to the collapsed dish over there as quickly and as quietly as possible. There's something very, very cool in there. I think the vast majority of people will miss. I'm just trying to remember if there's any way I can kind of just sneak in the back without having to go in the stupid... Yes! Come on, come on. Let me through, let me through. There we go. Now, I'm looking for a ham radio in here. Here it is, round the back, where people will very, very easily miss it. Let's go and have a chat with the ham radio. Talk to the transceiver. I think most people do not know this is here.
Hey, you've interrupted my broadcast, so there's better be a solution. What is it?
So you can actually contact Tabitha from this here transceiver at the back of the collapsed little dish. And you can say, aren't you the super mutant from the radio? I'm a huge fan. If you do that, literally every super mutant in this whole area will swarm you. Theoretically, if you, like, mined up the area and had a very good holdout weapon, like a minigun, then you might be able to do well out of that. You can say nothing, which I believe, just kind of, she thinks you're a dum-dum, one of the kind of the Generation 2 really stupid mutants, and just ignores you. Or with Speech 75, you can pretend to be a Generation 2 stupid super mutant and declare, we know dum-dums, you the stupid, not us, we's taking over. Which, admittedly, I do kind of read in my head in a bit of a Jar Jar Binks voice. Do that, you've just declared war on behalf of the super mutants against the Nightkin. Then this happens.
A dum-dum revolt, you say? Then I sentence all dum-dums to death!
So what's just happened now is there is now going to be full-out war between all of the super mutants and all of the Nightkin. Here come the Nightkin. So the Nightkin are now going to go and destroy the super mutant. And there is now a war going on out there. As a general rule, I see like the super mutants tend to win round 1. After that, Nightkin reinforcements show up and win the subsequent rounds. Actually, screw it. You know what? Just so we can get a better view, I'm going to activate another stealth boy. Right, let's get out of here and have a look at this nice fight here. So we've got, yep, Super Mutant Brutes versus Nightkin. Nightkin, as I say, have no damage threshold, whereas Super Mutants have 15 damage threshold. So Super Mutants have a good advantage, and oh, in comes some more Nightkin. In come the Nightkin reinforcements. So yes, the Nightkin have indeed just won that fight there. But yeah, they've basically cleared out a very, very large number of guards for you. It's really, really cool. And now they'll just kind of hang out there, which is nice. Where's Neil, by the way? Neil, are you over here? I should have a chat to you, just in case. And now that there's nothing but Nightkin left, how about we get rid of the Nightkin?
Here's the plan. The gate to Tabitha's compound is guarded by several Nightkin, all of them using devices that make them invisible. I'm going to draw them away from the gate by telling them I spotted an intruder in the village. Then you slip in.
And I think I can make that work. So what he's now going to do is, well, he's going to get himself stuck on a rock. I'm going to get him free. There we go. I think he's gone to go and get the Nightkin, but the Nightkin are already... Oh, dear. Right, okay. How have you detected me? Oh, wait, no, you haven't. What? That was unusual. Yeah, basically, he's supposed to run up there, get the Nightkin, and lead them off. So he's now supposed to be being followed by the Nightkin, but the Nightkin are already down there. So I'm pretty sure when he passes there, he'll pick up the Nightkin and lead them away. So I've used the Nightkin to kill the Super Mutants, Neil to get rid of the Nightkin, and that means now there's nothing actually left as we approach the compound itself, aside from one invisible radar dish whose stealth boy just wore off. Now, there's one thing, however, you are going to want to be taking out, which is that guy up there is unique. Nightkin Sniper. There's only one in the game. There's only one thing called a Nightkin Sniper, and it's that person. And they are holding the unique missile launcher Annabelle, which they're not supposed to use. They're supposed to be using a hunting rifle. They often use Annabelle. It's a bit of a weird thing in the game. They'll pretty much murder you if they fire that thing, so don't let them fire that thing. Kill them before they kill you. Or just sneak around them. And if you do the peaceful resolution, that Nightkin disappears and there's no way to get Annabelle. Not really kind of a problem for me, to be honest, because I don't really care about Annabelle, because I'm not using kind of missile launchers. They're way too heavy, and they're not really... For the weight they have, even in normal mode, they're not that efficient, so it's not really worth it. But... oh. Caution. And now we've done this, you know, I'm going to do the normal resolution to this quest, because it is a good way of getting, like, you know, karma and the best reward and so forth. But normally at this point, you would just have to go inside and literally go and murder. Oh, probably get inside now. You would basically just have to do nothing but go inside and murder Tabitha. That's all it is. You just have to go and murder Tabitha. Wait, how much science do I need for this? Science of 60. Oh, I can totally have science of 60. Just a sec. Programs Digest. So many of them floating around in the world. Hello, would you like to be activated? There you go.
Hello. Could you please direct me to Mistress Tabitha?
Yep, gladly.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget a star bottle cap elsewhere in this room, by the way, down on the bottom shelf on the far side, yet more star bottle caps, together with an utterly glorious collection of gnomes. I do like the gnomes. She's got all of the gnomes. Damage gnome, damage gnome, damage gnome, and one intact garden gnome. Beautiful. Anyway, literally step outside and we'll be done with this quest.
Rhonda? Is that you?
And you can already see in the background, by the way, of course, the Nightkin who had Annabelle is already gone. So there is now no way to get the unique missile launcher in this game, if that's something that you happen to want. Tabitha's equipment key, what are you going to do now? I guess you're going to go and travel with your robot. So long, crazy, crazy, crazy completed. Marvellous. Alright, level 13, what are we going to do here? Speech 75 is fine for now. Let's just get that to 80s. That's pretty much where it's ultimately going to need to be anyway. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, let's just get lockpick up to 75 right now. That's fine. Oh yes, and of course level 13 is not a perk level. I will try and remember to go back in a subsequent part and show you the cannibal thing. Now there's clearly supposed to be an alternative solution to this quest that doesn't actually work, which is there's these 4 control panels here. If you activate all of them, then these kind of dishes all move around. Like, it would appear to me fairly logical that this is supposed to be a solution where if you basically just turn all the dishes so they're like aligned differently, therefore a solution to stop Tabitha making the broadcast is simply to change all the alignments so she's not broadcasting anymore. So she just kind of sits in there babbling to herself forever, but no one can hear her anymore, so people just drift off and no one else comes. It kind of strikes me as a very obvious kind of alternative solution, but it's not actually in the game. Doing those 4 things does nothing. So I guess maybe it was something they were planning to do, but just never implemented, or they took out at the last minute. I'm not sure if I've ever seen any confirmed information on that. Anyway, let's let Raul out of his cell as well. And don't forget though, this door requires a key and this is very hard locked. This terminal here actually has the password for the very hard locked terminal on it. There we are in the final terminal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, marvellous. And then we can just open this and open up the door. No rush to do anything with him, though I will gladly take some noodles, marvellous. Let's just get him back to his shack, we'll go pick him up later.
Alrighty then. I'll just head out, alone, by myself.
That's what I said, yes. That's just a free extra 500 XP for doing that on top of the 1,000 we already picked up. So yeah, well worth letting him out on the way out. And we can go and pick him up at his shack, which is... Actually, it's not the most accessible thing in the world. It is in a slightly more dangerous area of New Vegas. But you know what? Nice that we've got rid of him anyway. Anyway, that's crazy, crazy, crazy completed in the funnest way, I think. It's a really fun way to do it. Like, okay, fine, it's much easier and more efficient to go in the back way, kind of, it's the gate that's kind of back there. But to be able to actually just kind of come in here and then start a civil war between Nightkin and super mutants, and then lead the victorious Nightkin out of the camp with a ruse, leaving only a single sniper guarding Tabitha herself. It's marvellous. Absolutely beautiful and marvellous. Absolutely love it. And yeah, that big Indiana Jones rolly rock I think most people haven't seen. Anyway, let's move on. I've now got a giant pile of money. Let's go spend it. And we're going to do that at the New Vegas Medical Clinic, of course. Hello, doctor.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
No, but first I'll be buying and selling from you for a bit. And indeed, like she says, because I did that work for them at Helios 1, I get some better prices for them. Let's see just how good. Oh, wow, she's actually buying and selling at true value. That's even better than I was expecting. That thing's worth 250 and she'll buy it for 250. Blimey, hell. Okay, good. That assault weapon I picked up off that super mutant corpse. Yeah, I'll be able to get actually the proper full value from that. Marvellous, together with dynamite from the boomers earlier. Anything else? Ah, yes, of course. And those spiked knuckles I picked up earlier. Actually, she doesn't have enough caps for that. Let me think. Does she actually have anything else I actually want? Honestly, not really. I'll just keep hold of the spiked knuckles for now. They weigh only 1, so that's absolutely fine. Though I think I've also got, yeah, carton of cigarettes. Just clear. I may as well kind of clear her out of money entirely while I'm passing through. There we are. 5,000 caps. Very nice. And now I would like to buy an implant, please. Now, what I'm going to take right now is I'm really tempted by strength. I'd love to have strength, but it's not the priority. Endurance would also be nice, but again, I think I'm kind of coping all right without endurance being higher. Charisma is garbage, never, ever, ever take it. Agility would be nice. However, luck I would like, because I'm going down this critical build, so luck is useful. And luck is useful for one other very important thing we'll be getting to this episode as well.
If I implant the probability calculator in your frontal lobe, you'll be able to calculate odds a little better. It's not quite the same as making you luckier, but you'll be able to nudge things your way more often. I can do the implant for 4,000 caps.
Done. And that there, of course, is implant number 2. I now have the logic coprocessor and a frontal lobe probability calculator. So I've now got 2 bits of tech just kind of plugged into my head. Very, very nice indeed. And I'm sure before this adventure is over, I'll have more things plugged into my head as well. Can I sleep here, by the way? I can sleep here. Beautiful. Let's get a few hours sleep. And, the Legion have shown up again. The Legion just wanted some implants. That's all they wanted. They just wanted some implants. Yeah, the Legion show up quite a bit, especially if you wait or sleep. The Legion, if they're nearby, freak out quite a lot. So, a group of Legions have indeed caught up with me. So I suspect they're probably going to attack me the moment I step outside. I'm kind of hoping I might be able to just kind of step in and fast travel away before they actually can speak to me. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Yep, hidden, good. Now please, if they're not hostile to me yet, they don't count as enemies, which means I should be allowed to travel away. Speaking of travelling away, yep, let's go to Primm. Okay, good, we've escaped those bastards for the moment. And after a quick trip up the road, just to go and grab myself a nice little kind of drink of water from Good Spring Source. Yes, why am I back at Primm? Well, it is because the Vicky and Vance Casino is a casino. And many people forget that, because it doesn't function as a casino when you come here, and when you leave, even if you've kind of done my kind of town, it's still not functioning as a casino. Instead, you have to come back here about 2 days later or so. Do that, and this happens. The building is mysteriously empty at first, and then...
What are you doing here? This is our casino, punk.
Layla, an NCR traitor.
We don't take kindly to tourists on our turf. You're gonna need to pay a fine if you want to leave in one piece. 100 caps should cover it.
And I don't think so. In fact, with just a speech of 30, law is back in Primm.
Fuck. We lose again. We heard Primm was ripe for the picking, so figured we could come here and shake down some of the suckers. We weren't expecting a sheriff here. We're just trying to put as many miles from NCR as we can. We don't want to be anywhere near New Vegas when the Legion crosses the river.
There is literally an NCR encampment with a flag flying showing it's the NCR encampment over the bridge from here, you idiots.
Our luck has gone south since we lost all of our money gambling in Vegas. We didn't go AWOL from duty to become raiders. But we've seen what the Legion does to people that survive their battles. We wanted to be gone before the fighting starts. And we heard there may be some safety up in New Canaan.
So yep, simultaneously a bit of hinting for some of the DLC to come there with a mention of New Canaan, but also like a very rare mention of the fact that, yeah, the NCR is so flipping terrified of the reputation of the Legion, some of them just started straight up deserting rather than actually fight the Legion, which is, yeah, a nice touch. And out they go, and this casino as well. This casino is still not operational for the moment. However, now that we've done that, we simply need to come back in a few days' time, and it will be. Although, actually, this is a very good time to clear the place out if you haven't already, purely because, yeah, normally there's, like, lots of people wandering around, but now there's literally no one in here because they're gone and no one's come back in here yet, so there's a few safes that have, like, harder locks now that I should be able to open. First time you visit here, you very often can't. And that's a safe up there. 2 baseballs and scrap metal. Truly someone's most valuable possessions right there. Yes, indeed, as I thought, 1 hard lock safe at the end here. And for that, 4 bottle caps and 2 pre-war money. Marvellous. So bloody worth it there. Honestly, there's probably better pickings just from raiding the bar while we're actually passing by. There might well be some good booze at the back. Nope, nothing but empty bottles. Literally nothing in here worth stealing. Marvellous. Anyway, with those lads cleared out, I believe if we now just wait 24 hours or so, might be 48 hours, we'll see. Yeah, if I just wait a small amount of time, that casino will now be functional again. And here we go. It is now... Why is everyone running away? Okay, they've stopped running away. That's good. It is now 3 days later. 3 in-game days later, and now the casino functions as a casino, including people just kind of suddenly dress up in really fancy gear. Now, the reason I just invested in, obviously, the luck implant is because now between that and my armor, we're actually not in bad shape luck-wise. I think we should be up to 7, shouldn't we? Yes, indeed, we're up to 7. Not perfect. As far as I'm aware, there's no headwear in this game that gives you bonus to luck at all. I think it's only, you can find like some bits of clothing and armor that give you +1 luck. And you can also find the lucky shades, but they're tied to the Legion safe house, so they're really locked to the mid towards late game. You cannot get those very easily at all. So yeah, right now I'm stuck with luck at 7, but that's still pretty good to make an easy kind of profit at the table. Because the way this works is basically when you're gambling, how lucky you are at cards depends on your luck stat, which means like even if you know the true probabilities of blackjack or whatever, they don't matter in this game. What matters is your luck. Like, you can generally rely on good cards to just show up at random when you're playing card games if you've got high luck. So that basically means you can make a lot of money very, very quickly. And on top of making a lot of money very, very quickly, hello, some sunsets, that's brilliant, that's very nice. On top of making a lot of money very quickly, and when you reach certain kind of predetermined amounts, you get extra rewards. One of the rewards here is actually a stealth boy. So in the very early game, when you might want like more stealth boys, that can be a very good way of getting a stealth boy nice and easy early on, as well as a giant pile of money. And stealth boy, giant pile of money, put those things together, you're having a good time. Anyway, let's get ourselves some chips. And indeed, you can change anything for chips. And I'll get some chips for that $100 NCR bill I was given. And 100 caps for 100 chips as well. Marvellous. And let's play blackjack with this lovely woman here in her kind of weird head veil thing. Also, what's written on the table is not just like decorative. This isn't just a decorative asset. I'm just going to clean the table. Let's have a nice clear table to gamble on. Yeah, each of the casinos has ever so slightly different rules, which is nice. And what's written on the table is indeed true. And basically, it's all different rules that the dealer must kind of comply with. And I think the Gomorrah and the Ultralux have the same set of rules, but every other casino has ever so slightly different. Anyway, let's play some blackjack. Okay, so basically, let's just start off with a nice... What's the max bet, by the way? 140. Let's not bet literally everything for now. Let's start off with a relatively small bet. That's absolutely fine. We should be able to do very, very quickly. So, 14 and a queen. So... I should probably be able to reliably double... Oh, but the dealers have got an ace. Screw it, let's just double down anyway. You can generally... Now, as I just completely lost there, this is a very fun time to show off something else that's really cool in this game, which is if you try and reload, there is anti-cheating measures in place. So basically, if you save, do some gambling, and then load, then after you reload, there is a 60-second real-time wait before you can do any more gambling to stop you basically just going in and then just basically reloading until you happen to get lucky on the tables, which is really, really cool. But anyway, let's do this again properly, alright? This time, game, don't embarrass me, alright? I've got luck 7, that's fine. Deal, so 18. If I had a luck of 9, I could just double down here. Guaranteed. Absolutely no risk. But, alright, fine. I'll stay on 18 and see what the dealer does. Yep, okay, so I happen to win on this occasion. But I'm pretty sure, like, pretty soon we should see more and more kind of things happening in our favour here. So, yeah, that's... Boo! I was about to say, yeah, you see, right there. That's really, really good. Then the dealer just gets really, really... Oh, look at that, you see. Luck 7 is enough to get some really, really good hands all the time. This is a nice simple way for characters with high luck to make a lot of money, by the way. The thing is, with like luck of about like 6 or 7, you're definitely always in the long-term kind of win out as long as you bet sensibly. But the problem that you've got is it's very, very slow. So I don't kind of want to be particularly doing it like on camera as part of this recording. Instead, I might well do some gambling off camera. Or maybe I'll return when I've got the lucky shades. Because I feel like luck 8, 9, and 10. Particularly if you can get it to 9 or 10. But I'm not sure I have a way to get it to 9 or 10 now. Unless I actually do a rank of +1 luck instead of a perk at some point for intense training. But I don't know if I'm going to want to be doing that. But yeah, that is a nice way to make this casino. And many people think there's only 4 casinos in this game. The Atomic Wrangler and the 3 in the Strip. No, there is a 5th one right here. And actually, the rewards are actually not bad. You get a Stealth Boy. So that's nice to know. And while we're in this sort of Primmish area, there is in fact one other thing I did want to show off while I'm here. And it's probably something that a few people weren't really expecting to see this early on in the game. And that's because there's something very, very interesting about one of the DLCs, which is a traditional thing in Fallout DLC, that you go to the DLC and you get warned as you enter it that, you know, you won't be able to return until you're done. That is true for all of the DLC except one. It's not true for Lonesome Road. Lonesome Road, there's nothing to stop you just walking into it at level 1 and then turning around and walking straight back out. The reason kind of why it's like that is actually kind of like storytelling and thematic. And by the way, I absolutely adore the story of Lonesome Road. Not so much like the story of Ulysses and the courier's history or anything. That's like not so interesting. But I love the fact that it's done storytelling through mechanics, which is really, really fascinating. And just this idea that, like, there's nothing stopping you leaving. Because, like, Ulysses' point in Lonesome Road is the destructive and terrifying thing about the courier is they just keep walking and they keep doing things, even, like, if they don't understand what they're doing and even if they've got no reason to. They're dangerous because they're an unstoppable force of nature, which is kind of how gamers do act. It's a lovely bit of kind of... It's playing on how gamers act in order to create a story, and I absolutely adore it. But of course, to make that story work and to make Ulysses' point work, then the courier's got to have the ability to walk away. And the whole point is, the couriers brought this on themselves because they could have walked away, but they chose not to. And as a result of that, there's nothing to stop you. If you do actually want to go in, do a little bit and then come back out again, you absolutely, absolutely can. And it's strongly recommended you do, because there's some really fun stuff available in Lonesome Road for the early game, if you've got the money for it. And incidentally, if you happen to be a, you know, character who's got luck of like 8 or 9, then I would strongly recommend that basically what you can do when you're level like 2 or 3 or whatever is simply head up to Primm, clear out Primm, do that kind of town, wait 3 days, come back, break the bank of the casino, which should leave you with somewhere in the range of about, I think it's 4,500 caps profit is what you get out of breaking the casino in Primm. I think it's 1,500 per level. Frag grenades! Lovely. Loads of frag grenades in these, yeah, ridiculous numbers of frag grenades hidden inside these boxes. That, like this little kind of prison transporter or whatever. That's very, very cool indeed. But yeah, you'll have about, well, you'll have just shy of 5,000 caps. 5,000 caps is a very, very good amount of money to have going into Lonesome Road if you're just nipping in and nipping back out again. So, let's go and explore why exactly. After we've killed some coyotes, mind, because apparently there's just some coyotes here. And, oi! Didn't see you there. Screw you. But yes, indeed. The Divide. You can go home, courier. A very important message about Lonesome Road. The fact that you brought this all on yourself because you could have turned back. And I'm going to turn back. I'm going to go in, then immediately turn back. And indeed, level 25 or higher is recommended. Well, screw that. And indeed, poison removed? Why was poison removed? There shouldn't have been any poison removed. That was odd. And indeed, I've discovered the path to the canyon wreckage. And we have entered into the Divide. Our first bit of DLC, technically. Even though, yes, we are indeed going to be kind of passing in and out of here very, very quickly indeed. Oh, this area is very pretty. This is nice. I like the new... Because, like, I think, like, the retextures are a little bit more colourful. They're a little bit less kind of brown and grey, a little bit more kind of, like, dull, rusty red, which I quite like. That's a nice little thing for the Divide. And there's the Divide stretching out before us. But we are here for a very, very particular reason. And I think a few of you will know what that is. This is not exactly a secret or anything, but quite a few people will not be aware of this. So I did want to kind of share it and show it off. As showing off all the fun little things you can do in New Vegas was kind of what I wanted to do all along with this series. So, just head around the outside here. No enemies in this first area, so don't worry about that. Though, don't fall down, by the way. Because if you fall down, you do die. So don't do that. Instead, head here into the Hopeville Ballistic Defense Station. Once again, no enemies, everything's fine here, it's all foreboding and plot at the minute, so there's nothing to worry about in here. Don't even worry about the fact the doors are opening themselves, there's nothing here that's causing that, everything is A-okay in here. And what you've got straight away is a Program's Digest just for free. Activate the Silo Blast Door controls, can't do that. Encrypted beyond my ability to hack, you say? Okay, well in that case I guess I'll have to find something to break that encryption. One terminal, just ask them to unlock the doors. Marvellous. So this is all happening like this is all very, very easy. Nothing to worry about in here. Not yet, anyway. And here in this utility room, we have got ourselves, I believe everything's safe in here as well. Yep, I believe everything's safe in here. Nothing to worry about. So first thing we've got in here, by the way, is a couple of new unique bits of gear. And this is, bear in mind, this is something like, if you can make it to Primm, you can make it to here, because there are literally no enemies between, like, where you enter the Divide from Primm Pass, aside from, like, those coyotes that we killed, and this route. This is just given to you at the beginning of Lonesome Road. And this here is an arc welder, together with some electron charge packs, and a bit of ammo and stuff. Yeah, some actual ammo that this thing takes, as well as a breathing mask. Though the breathing mask is kind of terrible, by the way, because the breathing mask fills all of your head slots. So if I put it on, I'm not allowed to wear a hat or glasses. So it's definitely terrible and should not be used under any circumstances. The arc welder, however, can potentially be very useful indeed. Let's just grab one of them. They're heavy mines, so yeah, on this mode it's not necessarily that useful. But let's have a little look-see at it. So, DPS 42, damage 5, requires 75 energy. But DPS 42... is not necessarily that bad, especially given you get the bonus damage versus robots and power armor. So against early game robots, like if you were going into Helios 1 down the road, this could be very, very useful indeed. It's not bad. More importantly, it's really, really, really valuable. I personally don't think it's that good, but it is really bloody expensive. So let's just drop some of those grenades we picked up. Just clear enough space for it. And now I can take that straight back to the Mojave and sell for another 1,800 caps if I want to, and if I can find a good vendor. Yeah, I was about to say, like, no one in Good Springs will have that much money, but people in the followers might, which is nice. But anyway, maintenance bot control. I think we know what we're doing here. Unlock the prototype bot. And this little robot wakes up. And I think I could use some help getting out of here. Can you come with me, little robots? I've got enhanced sensors off this guy. Lovely. So with that little robot in check, let's just pop over to here. And this little thing, would you mind, excuse me, robot, come over here, please. Thank you. Activate this little thing. And this here is a shop. This is how shops work in the Divide, if you've never kind of played Lonesome Road. So this little terminal here now acts as a repair station, and it's actually got 100 repair. This is actually 100 repair skills right here, which is actually kind of cool. I wouldn't mind it repairing that gun, but to be honest, I cannot afford it. And the other thing it does is it acts as a shop. Not only does it have 6,000 gaps in it, which is a very, very healthy amount indeed. And indeed, I may as well actually just kind of sell the arc welder straight to it. I'm probably going to sell it for a while otherwise, and it's very, very heavy. So let's sell that. And let's also sell all of these grenades. I'm never going to use them. I don't like grenades in this game. Mines are cool, grenades aren't. And if I do need to use the odd grenade, well, I've got plasma grenades anyway, so it's fine. Let's also sell those spiked knuckles. There we are. Big pile of money here. So we're already up a very healthy amount. But it's not just about the fact that this thing is a shop that has a lot of money in it, which can sometimes be a bit rare in New Vegas. So it's selling flashbangs, which are okay but not spectacular. But the real important stuff is in the apparel. This stuff sells riot gear. Riot gear to early game characters. Damage threshold of 20, damage resistance of 12, guns plus 5, agility plus 1, and it looks really damn badass. So if you can get like about 4,500 caps out of the Primm Casino, add into that, say, 1,500 caps of equipment you just find lying around in the first 2 completely safe rooms in this area, you've got enough money as like a level 2 character to basically buy riot gear, which is pretty damn cool. And this armor is, well, it's not the best armor in the game, but it's pretty damn good. There's also US Army combat armor here, but to be honest, I don't think that's as good as the combat armor variant I've already got. But if you happen to be wanting riot gear, then here it is. Also, the helmet does have the unique sneak sight, which basically means the eyes light up and you get the kind of the glowy eye effect that you kind of see in the intro sequence of New Vegas, but you can get it here, which is very, very cool. In fact, it's so cool, I'm just going to show it off now, given this thing happens to be pretty damn cheap to buy. So just put the helmet on. Obviously that... Ooh! It can go on top of the beret? Can it? And you can see that if I kind of go into sneak mode, my vision switches into the sneak sight, which is kind of like night vision a bit. I'm not sure I like it, to be honest, as an effect, but I will say, if I'm allowed to wear it at the same time as my beret, then that feels like a glitch, to be honest. I feel like I'm cheating by doing this, but damage threshold 4? No, it feels too cheaty, so I'm going to sell this back instead. I'm also going to remember I'm carrying a ridiculous amount of Legion money, of course, and actually sell that as well. Because I'd forgot I was carrying, like, enough denarii on me to make, like, 1,400 caps there. Marvellous. I'm also carrying 15 anti-venoms. Doesn't weigh anything, but that feels like too many. And I'm just wondering if I can get myself up to 4,000 caps nice and easily. Come on, Edie, let's me and you see if we can find some more ridiculously valuable loot. After all, the little bot can activate this little terminal for me. Over you come, robot. That done. Restore the power. Open up the doors. Let's head in here, I believe. Turn the silos power back on. I've already done that. I've done that. It's fine. Here we are. Nuclear missiles. Ah, that door opens itself. Marvellous. We're getting closer to some actual enemies here, by the way, but I think we should be alright. Ah, we've got our first actual problems in this room. Actual danger. But that's fine. There we are. Deactivate the second level of robot security. Marvellous. And that's got rid of that. So again, if you've got flipping science of 25, which everyone should, because you've got high intelligence, and if you're playing New Vegas, you bloody should have high intelligence, everyone can just have the security in here deactivated. Marvellous. Inside a hard lock desk, meanwhile, plasma defender, that's worth having, and first level security code. You won't have lockpick 75 if you're coming here at a low level, but still, if you're coming here later, this is all stuff that I like. I haven't had to shoot a single enemy yet. This is all just free stuff, free money. And this here is just perfect. A whole bunch of dead marked men. Hopefully some of them will have some good stuff on them. Some weapons or armor or something. Ah! Here we are. 1 knife. Weight 1. Value 300. That is just the sort of thing I wanted to see. And with that, I'd say we're probably done exploring Lonesome Road for now. Let's back out. Sell all this loot I've just picked up off all this stuff I've got basically for no risk whatsoever. So all I needed was science 25, and then lockpick 75 got me a big old pile of money. But I probably would have got enough money just off that knife there to make all of this worthwhile. Anyway, let's just return that to the terminal. And that gets me to 4,000 caps total. Marvellous. In that case, robot, just go away, would you be so kind? Yeah, happy beeping, not for long. Actually, before I send you away, I did forget, of course, you can do a little bit of healing, can't you? So you've actually just improved my weapon just a tiny bit, because you are just a free little bit of repairing occasionally. I think she can do it once a day. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, you go away for now, please. Oh, can I not even tell you to go away? I know, I want you to go away. Leave me alone. No, interestingly, there's no option to tell you to just go away. So in that case, I guess I'm just going to walk out and leave them here. That's fine. Stop following me. Go home. I don't like you. And indeed, I have left the stupid robot behind. Marvellous. And now I am back in the Mojave, where the only thing to worry about is a small family of coyotes up on that ridge there. So probably not too dangerous, to be honest.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
No, but now I've got a big pile of money for doing basically nothing. I wouldn't mind another implant. I wouldn't mind the subdermal implant, by the way. That's effectively a 3rd rank of toughness. I think it's the same as toughness. I think it's plus 4 damage threshold. But no, that one costs double, so I'd need 8,000 for that. Instead, agility's probably the more powerful, but I'm going to go for strength because I wouldn't mind an extra 10 carry capacity. And are the Legion back? No, not on this occasion. Marvellous. And with that, it's a beautiful new day, and I think I'm going to call it a part there. We have indeed done some good work clearing out the super mutants. We have made a giant pile of money, and we have spent it making our character much, much better. And with the Crimson Caravan right here, I think I might just quickly trade for some food and water with them. I'm pretty sure that Blake here has some food supplies. I'm running a little bit low on my food supplies, and now that I've got some extra carry capacity, I can actually afford to be taking a bit more food and drink around with me, as well as considering whether I want to change my loadout. So, I'll have a think about that, as well as looking for some new mods to install for next week, ladies and gentlemen. And next week, next week's interesting. I have an idea that I'd like to actually head out into the extreme east of the map and explore, like, the area that's full of Deathclaws and Cazadors and all sorts of other bad things. So most people don't, like, bother exploring it properly, but there's some fun little areas out there that I'd like to show off. So next week we will head out to the extreme east of the map and explore that whole area, and we'll see how long that takes. If it doesn't take that long, we will crack on and do something else as well. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with the JSawyer Mod. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I just found a laundry room, also a chainsaw, for those particularly stubborn stains. Am I going to hipster heaven? Is there going to be infinite granola? Wait, I've got a ghost fedora? Did I just collect a giant ghost water heater? Food please, I'm a cat. Find out if Iris is safe. I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of failed that one.